We're giving you samples of what birthing better skills are, and we hope that you will go to the Udemy courses that target individual skills so we can really give you in-depth understanding of how to learn them and the resources we already have and how to use them. That's very important. So we'll talk about breathing. When I gave birth in 1970, everybody in the United States was learning Lamaze breathing, which was well, how did Lamaze, who is a male obstetrician, come up with that breathing? His belief was that if you kept the diaphragm off the top of your uterus, that you would feel less pain. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, you can't go back and replay a birth. But it was exhausting to breathe that way. And women couldn't sustain it. They'd get dizzy, they'd get nauseous, they'd end up breathing into a brown bag to stop hyperventilating. This wasn't because Lamaze was a bad man. This was because this was the first time anybody had said there are breathing techniques that women could use. Unfortunately, which we'll talk about some other time, that was targeting to women having natural births or pain-free births or less medical care rather than all women. Bradley had a different technique, in the nose, out the mouth, but you can breathe in the nose, out the mouth in a relaxed manner, in a controlled manner, or you can scream, or you can moan. So the reality was, in your nose, out your mouth, had a lot of variations to it. So Grantley, Dick Reed, Bradley, and Lamaze were the first people, male obstetricians, who actually said, there are skills we can use for this activity. That's brilliant, but they needed to evolve. Birthing Better developed in the early 1970s, just as these three systems were beginning to be replaced with the present trend, which is choice-based childbirth, birth plan. The reason it was beginning to be replaced was that these skills were targeting only women who wanted to have less medical care, a pain-free birth, and a natural birth. And after 20 years of women trying to achieve that, given that that was the goal, not enough women did. So people started to say, birth skills don't work to achieve that. And that was sort of like the original sin in childbirth. Breathing should be for all women giving birth because it's always an activity that we're doing. So when we started to look at birth and birth breathing, we had to look at how humans breathe. And what we discovered was we breathe 4 ways. Think about it for a minute and answer it. What are the 4 ways humans breathe? And if you find yourself pausing for 1 second, as we all did, that means we don't know. We breathe in our nose and out our mouth. Oh, yay, we know that. In our nose, out our mouth. In our mouth, out our nose, and in and out our mouth. But we don't think about that. But now you know that, and you go, well, of course we do. Okay, what are the variations when we breathe in our nose and out our mouth? If you've paused for 1 second, you just don't know. We didn't know. We had to think about it. So when you breathe in your nose and out your mouth, you don't often do that usually. You're usually breathing in and out your nose. But when you go up a flight of stairs, you can begin to do that. When you're exercising, you can begin to do that. When you're having sex, you begin to do that. When you're screaming, you can do that. You can do it to relax, controlled relaxation, screaming, sex, So we have variations, which means that you have to choose the variations, which means your task right now is to go through all of those 4 ways we breathe, find the variations of how you do it, and then find the best ways for you to relax, and then share them with your baby's father or other.